My name is Embra Jackson. I'm Administrative Assistant to Bishop Hope Morgan Ward in the Mississippi Annual Conference of the United Methodist Church. My job is to assist the bishop with congregational development, trying to help our churches get more involved in the community and in outreach, and also I work with health and wellness. Mississippi, as you may know, unfortunately is ranked last in regard to social economic indicators, and we're trying to reach out to our community to uplift people out of poverty. And also, we have diversity issues here in Mississippi, and so we're trying to bring diverse communities together, Black, white, Hispanic, Native people, and we're trying to form a kingdom of God here on earth if we can. Bishop called one day, and actually I thought it was somebody joking, and asked me to accept this position. And for us in Mississippi in the United Methodist circles, this is a high-profile position. But it's not only that, it's one where I thought I could impact large number of churches. I love preaching like most preachers do. We love to hear ourselves. But I thought in the work that I would do, I would be able to impact more than just one church and one community at a time. And this position has been one where that has occurred. Some of the things we're doing is we're actually looking at communities and we're asking churches to be more community-oriented than within the four walls as churches have normally done. We're asking them to look at the demographics in their particular communities to see how they might engage the community in programs such as health clinics, feeding ministries. One of the greatest programs we've just started in some of the churches is a backpack ministry, where the church adopts a public school in their community and they provide backpacks full of goodies for the children with school supplies, etc. One of the biggest responses we had was after Katrina. Bishop Ward, rather than being like many administrators, actually went down to the coast every week. And rather than just telling people what to do, she physically, even though she's a small woman, got involved physically with rehabbing homes. And she got us as a staff and as a cabinet involved. And so we went down and engaged in rehabbing homes, seeing the devastation. And that to me meant that we were in the right place because we're called not to lord over people, but to be servants. And she serves as that sort of example for us. It touched people because many times people see bishops and other people in high administrative positions as being beyond the ordinary people. But here was a person who knew what servanthood was about. And many people were shocked. They said, "You mean that's the bishop? Show me the bishop." And they didn't know who it was. And so when they saw this small-statured lady picking up hammer and saw and climbing up into attics and moving large refrigerators, it shocked them and it made them feel like she was one of them. And so it made a personal touch and impact. To me, I have an uncanny ability to look at the big picture, I think, but try to also mix the details in. In my opinion, health and wellness is the key. When I say health and wellness, I'm talking about holistic health, spiritual health, physical health, emotional, financial, relational health. I believe that if we can get our churches to see that they ought to be places and centers of health in the community, like we used to be years ago, that was the key to impacting change in Mississippi and the nation and world, where persons can come to the church not just on Sunday to hear a sermon, but can come and have needs met. To me, that's the goal. Last year, during the month of November, we received an award from the Surgeon General for our work in health and wellness. We have created, with the help of a company called Lifebooks, a program called Amazing Pace. And 21% of our pastors wear this pedometer. We wear them in our sleep. And the pedometers have helped change the health of our clergy simply by walking, having a competitive program that is spiritually based. And it's embedded in our churches, and we're using that as a stepping stone to try to get our churches to look not at just physical health, but spiritual and emotional health. And so many of the churches, for instance, here in Jackson, we have at least 4 churches that have created free health clinics, and they're providing free health services to the community. And also the members and pastors are beginning to become engaged in health and wellness, not just physically, but the whole gamut. And so we have a number of activities on our website where we're trying to get the churches more engaged. And we're having a big health event in February where we're inviting churches in. And at our annual conference, we have fun runs, bike tours, we have healthy eating, and we're trying to engage the whole church in reaching out. For me, I think the church is the one place that can impact the lives of so many people, and God calls the church to reach out and help and make the world a better place. So for me personally, it was the right decision, and I would encourage other young persons who are considering law, medicine, etc. If they feel called by God, the church is the place where you can combine your passion for all of that and still make a difference. The message about the man at the pool at Bethesda, where Jesus asked him, "Do you want to be healed?" And so I think many times in our lives we want instantaneous healing, we want somebody else to heal us, but I believe that we are called to be engaged with God in the process of healing and making our communities better. And so for me, that sermon is a challenge that we are called by God to be partners with God and to make the world a better place in which to be. And so we're called to be a part of that healing process also, I believe. The main thing I hope somebody would get out of it, that even though Mississippi has what is perceived as negative stereotypes in regard to health, wellness, racial issues, social economic issues, that we in Mississippi are striving toward improving things and making life better. That just come on down to Mississippi and things are not quite as bad as people perceive them, but with God's help, not some things, but all things are possible, and we are going to make a difference.